you guys are upside down. Okay, welcome back to multiplying decimals. Yesterday, a lot of you noticed that I made a mistake. So instead of chapter 6, I had written 3. So change that to chapter 6 if you didn't already. Today, we're doing lessons 5 and 6. And again, it's like yesterday where I'm going to show you in the model, and then you're going to do it on your own. Okay. Well, and without models. So if you're interested in doing this with me, it's on page 399. So instead of having a whole number somewhere in our problem here, we have 2 decimals. So that means that we don't need to have like a whole number. Like if the whole number was 2, then we would have 2 boards. But because there's no whole number, we don't need another board. So what we do instead is we pick one of these numbers and we say this is 4/10. So you go over 4/10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you color in just those 4 boxes. So it's 4 out of 10. And then, so if this one went this way, we were going horizontal here, this one's going to go vertically. So it's going to be 8/10. So you start down at the bottom again and you count up. You do count one that's already colored here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you color that in. So now this represents 0.8, this represents 0.4. Now you're not done. What you have to do now is connect the dots, basically. So anywhere, see how it was ended here, you go up to where it ended here, and then you color in everything there. So if you were to count these, we would have 8 plus 8, which is 16, plus 8, which is 24, plus 8, which is 32. Excuse me. Okay, so we have 32 out of 100 squares colored in. So in decimals, that would be 0.32. Okay, so now that you know this, let's go ahead and go over to today's work and our notes. And this is page 403. This time, we're doing the same thing. We're multiplying decimals, but there's no whole number. So when you're working today, you're not going to have a whole number anywhere in here, right? It's kind of nice that these are already lined up for you guys. Let's go over here to our notes. Okay, so when you are multiplying decimals, you, same as yesterday, line up the numbers to the right. And so, for example, let me pick one over here. We'll do 0.28 times 0.03. Okay, so you can see these are justified to the right. Okay, number 2, solve the regular multiplication problem. Okay, so over here we'll solve the regular multiplication problem. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 3 times 0 is 0. And because these are all zeros, we know everything's going to be 0 on this next line, so I can just stop there. Now, here we go. Third step, count the decimal point or decimal places. Okay, and actually I'm going to change that. Count the decimal places on bottom and top numbers. So here we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So then so this one, move over that many places in your answer. And place the decimal point there. Okay, so here's where there's a problem. It's not really a problem, but it's going to feel like a problem. So since we had 1, 2, 3, 4, we go 1, 2, 3. What do we do? Well, this is step number 5. If you run out of numbers, in your answer or your product, add zeros. And here's where that's going to work. So because we could only go 1, 2, 3, we have to add one more zero so we can go over 4 spots. So your answer is 0.0084. So 84 hundred thousandths. Is that right? 84 thousandths. 100 thousandths. Okay, so there you go. So this is what we are doing. So that's your example here. Let's do one more really fast down here. Move my camera a bit. Okay, so this one's a little harder. So we have 5.14 times 0.4. Again, both are justified to the right, so we know we're ready. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 4 times 5 is 20. These are all zeros, so we don't have to worry about this row. Now we count decimals. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try one more so you guys feel confident. You have 6.34 times 0.7. Again, it's just a regular multiplication problem. 4 times 7 is 28. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. 7 times 6 is 42, 43, 44. And then we just count those spots again. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So your answer is 4.438. Good luck.